Hello everyone and welcome back to another session on Daily Current Affairs by SSB Crack Exams. I am Chetan Apurab and I'll be taking you today's session for 11th of June. So starting with the basic introduction about SSB Crack Exams. So we all know that this is a one-stop solution for all the major defense-related examinations like FCAT, NDA, CDS, INET. For more details regarding the courses that we offer, you can visit our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for regular current affair videos and other defense-related video updates. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and don't forget to download our Android app from Google Play Store, that is SSB Crack Exams. Now let's start. So we shall start with the question of the day from yesterday's session. So I asked you guys about what is Vidyadan 2.0 specifically, and many of you have also answered in the comment sections. The correct answer for this is Vidyadan is nothing but it is a digital platform which enables contributions to improve teaching and learning, which was launched by the central government. Also, it encourages the sharing of high quality, curated, relevant and curriculum linked digital content. Basically, it's all about e-learning, and this program attempts to synergize countrywide developments by providing schools all over the India, be it the rural part or the urban part, with good quality e-content. And at this particular time of COVID-19 lockdown all across the nation, this Vidyadan 2.0 is turning out to be a great help and a great boost to the education sector, right? Now moving ahead, we shall start with our news. So the first news is about the latest update regarding the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, that is PMKSY, and PDMC under that also, for the year 2020-21. For this year we'll be talking about. Now what is this PDMC? So this is nothing but one of the departments of one of the parts of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, which is per drop more crop. And basically, it is launched by Department of Agriculture Cooperation and Farmers Welfare, and they will be implementing the per drop more crop scheme, which is one of the components of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now, what happens under this is basically, so this scheme basically focuses on enhancing water use efficiency for irrigation purpose, particularly at farm level through micro irrigation technology. So a key word is here is micro irrigation technologies. So this particular technologies, there are various methods which come under micro irrigation technologies. For example, drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation systems. Now, what are the advantages of these irrigation systems? So these irrigation systems are not only technically advanced but also water saving, and also reduce the fertilizer usage, be it labor expenses and also other various input costs which actually the farmers used to bear earlier. But with the introduction of these micro irrigation technologies, they have gone down drastically. The input costs have gone down drastically, and of course the overall benefit and the profit is seen by the farmers, right? So this is a good step regarding that also. So this entire Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is for that also. Sinchai is nothing but irrigation, the Hindi word of irrigation. Now, also for this particular year, I'm talking about the updates for this particular year. So for this current year, annual allotment of a total of rupees 4,000 crore has been allocated and conveyed to the state government. So the fund has been transferred to the state government, respective and concerned state governments, and most particularly as of now Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they have been allotted the funds as of priority. Further, the state government have identified the beneficiaries to be covered under the program. Of course, the next step would be taken by the state government, that they will be identifying the beneficiaries, and further the fund will be released to some of the states, and which is of course under the process. For example, like I said, for Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the fund has already been allocated, and for many other states also the fund releasing is under process, right? Moving on to our next news. Next news is from the Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs. So they have recommended a holistic planning for pedestrian friendly market spaces. Now this is a good step as far as the urbanization of these areas is concerned. So for pedestrian friendly market spaces in various cities and municipal areas in the country, this particular holistic planning model has been proposed by Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs. Further, by issuing an advisory, they have advised all the states, the concerned states, the cities and the municipal corporations that, and they have also suggested that million plus cities. Now by million plus cities, I'm talking about the population. So if the city is having population more than 1 million, then they are million plus cities, to select at least 3 marketplaces in their entire city area or the corporation limits. for pedestrianization and non-million cities to select at least one market. That means that, for example, if Delhi is one of the million plus cities, then in entire of Delhi, at least there will be 3 different marketplaces that will be chosen for the pedestrianization purpose. And if the population of that city is less than 1 million, then there must be at least one market area for pedestrianization. Now, what actually will happen in this pedestrianization process? So it will be there will be many things which will be offered. The key points I'm telling you right now, that is the selection of market location. First of all, the market location will be selected. What markets out of many markets in a particular city will be chosen for the pedestrianization purpose. Then holistic planning of the area, it will include everything, be it the layout of the you can say the footpath or the pedestrian area or the parking area or any, you can say, update regarding or any upgrade regarding the street by vendors. All that will be done. All that will come under holistic planning of that particular area. Now, once all that plan is made and firmed up, cities may start implementation in 2 phases. Now, there will be 2 phases in which this particular process will be done. The 2 of the process are one will be the short-term process and the second one will be the long-term process. Under short-term processes or the recommendations, first of all, on-street parking space will be provided, which is very essential as far as the market structure of Indian markets are concerned. Then improved access through additional streets or widened street. Then cyclists with dedicated pathways will also be provided, a dedicated pathways for cyclists. Then for them, there might be increase in the width of footpaths of the streets as per the requirement and as per depending upon the population density of that particular market or the footfall of that particular market. As far as the long-term recommendations are concerned, so there will be a lot of permanent structures for promoting pedestrianization that can be developed, and it totally depends upon the recommendations which will be given by the local authority, which is be it the municipal corporation or the municipality, right? Now, moving ahead, guys, the next news is from the finance sector. So, India's tax to GDP ratio has plunged down to 9.88% for this particular year of financial year 2020, and this is also the lowest in last 10 years. So, what happened actually? The ratio of central taxes to GDP, it slid to 9.88%, and this is mainly because of decline in collections from custom duties and corporation tax. We all know that the corporate tax have been reduced last year by the government. Also, while excise duty posted marginal growth, there was some marginal growth in the excise duty, but majorly the effect was due to the decline in collection from custom duties and the corporation tax. Further, the ratio stood at 10.97%. It was 10.97% in the financial year 2019, and it was 11.22% in the year 18. So there have been significant decline, and there has been significant negative growth as far as this particular TGP, that is, in short, this is also known as TGP, tax to GDP ratio. So this is concerned. It is only estimated to decline further, of course, by considering the fact that we are going through a COVID-19 lockdown all across the country. And remind you that this particular ratio has nothing to do with the lockdown, because the data that was taken for this particular ratio, calculating this ratio, was taken up to 31st of March only, and it only includes, I guess, 24th of March onwards we had lockdown. So it will only include just 1 week of lockdown period. So it will not, you can say, reflect on this particular data, right? The effect of lockdown will not be reflected in this particular data for financial year 20. Now, also, let me tell you what this actually tax to GDP ratio is. So this is basically nothing but the representation of the size of government's tax revenue expressed as a percentage of GDP. Right now, extent to which government can finance its expenditure from tax collection, this is also an indicator of tax compliance of any particular government. If this particular ratio goes up or if the ratio is higher, that means that economy's tax buoyancy is very strong, which is very, very important for any developing or growing nation or growing economy. Further, if this ratio is lower or it is degrading, this means that it will definitely put a lot of pressure on the government to meet its fiscal deficit targets for each and every year. This is the main effect that will be going to happen, or which will actually happen on the government. Now, moving on, the next topic is from Gujarat. From Gujarat, that the population of Gujarat's Gir lion have increased, and it has increased to 674, and it is increased and grown by almost 29% from the last count which was done in 2015. So this census is done every 5 years, and it was supposed to happen in the month of May this year, but due to COVID-19 or you can say lockdown, it happened on the night of June 5th and 6th. The population was checked on June 5th and 6th this year 2020, and which is the recent census, and this says that the population has grown to 674, which is up by 29% from last time. And also the Asiatic lions are present in protected areas as per now, and agro-pastoral landscapes of Saurashtra region covering total of 9 districts over an expanse of about 30,000 square kilometer, which is also increased. This was lesser last year, right? So as per previous census data, it was the total land distribution of the lions were only 22,000 square kilometers, but as of this current census, it has spread to 30,000 square kilometer, which is a good sign. So the total 674 lions includes both males and females and cubs, right? Now moving ahead, we shall end our session with the current COVID-19 status in India. So as of now, total cases, cured cases has crossed the 1,40,000 mark, and which is at 49.2% of the entire cases, which is a very good sign. And also the number of active cases is 1,37,000, which is also increasing day by day, but it is expected that the curve will be flattened very soon. Now moving ahead, guys, it's quiz time. So the first question for today is, as per the recent census, what is the current population of Gir lions of Gujarat? These types of questions, since they are very particular and very specific and precise in nature, so you will have to remember the actual data. So the actual data says the total number of Gir lions of Gujarat in this particular the recent census of 2020, which was done on 5th and 6th of June, it is 674. 523 it was last time for 2015, but for 2020 the correct answer would be 674. So the correct answer is option A. Moving on to our next question, Vidyadan scheme of central government is related to, your options are e-learning, girl child education, rural education, or none of the above. So the correct answer for this is, it is mostly related to e-learning, right? Correct answer is option A. The next question is, for financial year 2020, India's tax to GDP ratio is, and the correct answer is 9.88%, which is at its 10-year low. Moving on to our next segment, that is the question of the day. So the question of the day for you guys is, what is this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, and when was it basically formed? Write your answer in the comment section, the correct answer to which will be told in the next session. Till then, thank you. Jai Hind.